Three recent experiences compelled me to make this video. One of those was my own experience, and the other two are by guys that are close to me and shared it with me kind of in like a frantic way. And the commonality between all three of these recent experiences is the quality of the trimming tool you use really matters, especially when you need it the most. And I do want to start by saying I do not make any money off of trimming tools. I don't have an affiliate. I am not paid to make this, nothing like that. Not that it would change any of the information. It would still be 100% true. But for the sad people out there that when you give information and you're compensated for it, they have to rush to like irrational conspiracy type thoughts. No, just simply truth here, and it is important. If I can avoid one bad trim because of this and help somebody, it will be worth it, because many of us have been down that road of a bad trim and that just gut shot for days or weeks afterwards. Not a cool feeling, doesn't give you confidence, and I'm just trying to help you guys out there. If that sounds like it aligns with what you're looking for as far as content, YouTube, information, hit a thumbs up on the video. My name's Dan. I do appreciate you guys. So the stories, I'm going to hit you with my own. We were on a little kind of like couples trip recently, did the Smokies. It was awesome. The only trimming tool that I brought, I didn't even know I had, was just an old pair of scissors that was in our like travel bag, you know, the one that kind of like folds up and you put on the back of the door. Well, I had some mustache hairs that were bothering me, and I busted out some scissors and I was like, oh, I forgot about these, perfect. And I went to go trim my mustache and the scissors went, I was like, huh? And I'm like, what is going on? It was like turning the hair and then like rotating, but not cutting it. So I changed the angle. I'm like, oh, I'm probably too high up on the scissor. Let me go back down by the base. And I did that. And as I did it, it yanked a section of my mustache out. Full root and everything. The bulb was on there. That bad boy, luckily there was no follicle damage, but it was prematurely pulled out. And it was because of those poor trimming or shears, those scissors, and it was just simply they were old and dull. But I'd not experienced that personally on my own beard before. Of course, I know that dull scissors are not going to cut as well, but I just figured, hey, if you're a man about it, you press down hard enough, it's going to go through the hair. No, that was a mistake on my part, painful, and it hurt the look of my mustache for a little bit. I didn't even point it out to anybody because I didn't want to be insecure and have you guys looking at it. Now, the other ones have to do more so with the actual trimmers or clippers themselves. This one is horrendous. I'll let them comment if they're watching. But a buddy of mine had his girlfriend trimming his beard, and he said, going through the trim, hear it like normal, starting on the cheeks, me, and then he felt something cold. He felt something cold. On the clippers, the guard fell off, and now the metal of the clipper pushed against his face. Yee! The guard fell off because it was a cheap guard on a cheap clipper. The system in which the guard locks in, and I'm not here to call any brands out or anything like that, the system that locks the guard in is not a good system. And it simply fell off and they buzzed through their face. And again, I'm genuinely not trying to call anybody out, but some of you probably have had experiences with bad guard systems and you probably know what I'm talking about. Yeah, he had a massive chunk of his facial hair and his sideburns come out with that trim. Okay, now another one was a similar situation. He had the guard on. It was a good quality tool, but it was old and dull, and he was trimming along his jawline. He keeps a beard much shorter than I do, and so he just uses a guard, like let's say a 3 or 4 guard. And he was going around, and all of a sudden he said it like caught it, the hair, it stopped, and then jumped and took a massive cut out of beyond that. Now, if it has the guard on, how can that happen, Dan? I'm not exactly sure, but you guys know guards going in different directions can have different results based on the hair and how it lays and where the grain is going. I'm assuming he was with the grain, and then when it jumped, it went against the grain, and he showed me it was. I mean, I try to be as positive and as uplifting as possible, but when he showed the picture, he's like, how bad is it? I'm like, well, it's there. it's there. I mean, we can't deny that. He had a very dark beard and had a pale skin underneath it, and that jump took out a nice little chunk. Now, it only took about 2 weeks for it to grow back, but if he would have used trimmer, in this situation, it was actually clippers that were sharp, no problem. If there was a better guard system on the second example, no problem. If I used my normal sharp shears, no problem. The common aspect was a lower quality trimming tool. And that really hit me, and there are trimming tools out there that are expensive. There are budget ones, and they both can get the job done, and then there's just cheap ones as well. I just felt like I needed to put this out there in case anybody's wrestling with, hey, is it worth it to go to a professional barber when I don't believe in myself? Well, if you trust them and want to build with them, yes, they're going to have great tools. Is it worth it at home to invest in a better tool or product? Likely, yes. Now, depending on how often you trim your beard and your obviously financial situation might impact that. If you're only trimming twice a year, you might not need the $200 trimmers. If you're going to try to do it yourself consistently, probably worth it. If you're only going to do it a couple times a year, but you plan on doing it year after year, maybe go with one of the better budget options around $100. So I just want to make sure you guys know bad things can happen with trimming when you don't expect it, even if you're the best of the best at it, even if you're confident. If you don't have the right tool, it can make the job very difficult. So down below, what questions do you have? If you feel comfortable, what experiences have you had on this topic? And lastly, put your recommendation for trimming tools. Do you have a favorite pair of scissors? What about trimmers? What about clippers? Put it down below, a brand, a model. I want to hear from the entire community that's out there, you guys. This is just like a little heads up to kind of give you that warning. Warning, don't mess up. Thank you guys for watching today. Cannot wait to read this comment section. Dan C. Bearded, please stay bearded and stay positive.